Meet the ape's predators of the Amazon. Survival is a team sport.
Deep inside the humid Amazon basin, an ancient armored apex predator waits silently beneath the tea-colored river surface. A giant otter emerges, its thick chocolate brown fur glistening as it scans the murky. Cold yellow-green eyes register the ripples, sinking silently beneath the silt, heavy currents to prepare a sudden ambush. But the reptilian titan is not alone. A coordinated family of river wolves is already patrolling his territory, unaware of the gathering mammalian pack. The massive caiman remains anchored along the shallow clay riverbank. Sounding the alarm, the giant otters bare their sharp teeth. Their synchronized barks signal immediate tickler deployment. Answering the challenge, the armored predator glides into deeper channels, ready to defend his aquatic throne. They form a dynamic perimeter, circling the heavy reptile like a pack of wolves on the open savanna. Can massive Formita black caiman survivor singe rise aquatic ambush by the Amazon's most aggressive predators. The pack uses complex vocalizations, mapping the prey's location instantly via acoustic coordinates through murky water. These acoustic signals bypass the caiman's heavy armor, allowing perfect tactical positioning before the first physical strike. With the strategy established, the fastest otter dives deep, sliding effortlessly behind the caiman's armored flank. Surfacing in a flash of white foam, the mammalian hunter distracts the caiman's primary field of vision. The reptilian titan snaps blindly, his massive jaw force missing the target by mere fractions of an inch. Exploiting the caiman's slow turn rate, the flanking otters press their advantage, dancing just outside danger. Hydrodynamic webbed feet act like high-speed oars, allowing the mammalian hunters to execute instant, impossible aquatic turns. A sweep of the caiman's tail churns the river, but the agile predators evade the strike effortlessly, perfecting their surrounding formation. The otters close the distance, isolating the heavy reptile in shallow clay. How can soft-furred river otters pierces the impenetrable, armored osteoderm scales of this apex reptilian titan? By targeting the soft skin joints between scales, their scissor-like dentition exerts concentrated force with surgical precision. Their jaw muscles leverage rapid, repetitive shears, wearing down the dermal shield at its weakest structural coordinates. The first bite connects, a lightning-fast strike to the tail tip begins the systematic weary down of the caiman. Thrashing in frustration, the reptilian titan spins, but the mammalian pack dissolves and reforms in seconds. They exploit every blind spot, diving underneath the massive jaws to deliver quick, harassing bites from below. A second hunter latches onto the caiman's hind leg, restricting his swimming mobility in the muddy waters. Needle-sharp claws anchor the otters onto the caiman's back, preventing the reptile from shaking them loose. This is war by attrition, a relentless, multi-directional assault designed to exhaust the cold-blooded giant's energy reserves. What biological engine allows these otters to sustain hyper-agile maneuvers while dodging lethal reptilian counter-strikes? Their highly specialized cardiovascular systems pump oxygenated blood at triple rates, preventing metabolic fatigue under intense pressure. Rotating attackers seamlessly, the mammalian family ensures that fresh, fully energized hunters are always leading the charge. Gasping for oxygen, the disorientated Caima infants to keep his head above the heavily churned river surface. By slapping their thick tails collectively, the otters create a confusing wall of sound and white water. Inside the reptilian, eye exhaustion sets in. His cold-blooded metabolism cannot keep pace with the warm-blooded mammals. Seizing the moment, the alpha otter lunges directly at the soft, unprotected skin folds of the neck. A desperate counter snap from the caiman misses again. His reaction times are decaying rapidly under pressure. Gliding underneath, another pack member targets the softer underbelly scales, further destabilizing the giant's buoyancy. In a bid to escape, the caiman crawls toward the clay bank, but the pack pulls him back. As the caiman suffocates, what physiological limit decides which predator will succumb first to extreme metabolic failure? Anaerobic reptilian muscles accumulate lethal lactic acid rapidly, while the otters maintain high aerobic stamina and recovery. With his muscles burning, clamping onto his neck, the caiman can no longer shake off the three otters. He tries to drag his attackers into deep currents, but they anchor their weight against the riverbed. Using submerged mangrove roots as anchors, the otters leverage the environment to halt the caiman's final escape. Slowly, the heavy skull of the reptilian predator is forced down into the suffocating riverbank silt. The lock is absolute sharp. Mammalian canines press relentlessly into the delicate nerve centers behind the skull. The giant's movements slow to a crawl. The battle is won on the muddy clay banks. Working as a single cohesive machine, the river wolves drag the massive carcass completely onto dry ground. Ultimately, complete oxygen deprivation in the brain, and it's cold-blooded predators' ability to coordinate muscle defense. Under the dimming Amazon twilight, the forest falls silent as the river wolves claim their hard-earned victory. Standing atop the defeated titan, the alpha otter claims dominance over this stretch of the Amazon basin. The forest reclaims the fallen titan, whose defeat secures the survival of the river wolves' next generation. Feeding begins with the softer tail segments, providing vital fats and high-protein fuel for the active pack. As darkness descends, the river returns to its quiet state, leaving only ripples on the water. Scientific studies reveal that cooperative family structures yield a 90% higher success rate than solitary APEX predators.
Safe and well-fed, the family grooms each other, ready to defend their river kingdom against any future titans. Want more wild science breakdowns? Hit subscribe right now and comment who wins the next fight.